back home. Betrayal scars, can't stop thinking about those stab wounds. We might not catch him today, but he gon' die soon.
All right, so this is the random mock draft that I was talking about earlier. So I'm going to try and give a quick explanation so that way we're not lost while doing this. But I have a random wheel that I've loaded with different positions that we can draft from and different outcomes as well, like a trade or picking players from certain conferences or side of the ball, essentially. And so try to match it to what's likely going to happen with the mock draft. So that way we don't get 10 quarterbacks and 10 running backs in the first round. That's just not going to happen that way. But there is also one selection. I won't say it, but it has a 1 in 450% or 1 in 450 chance of being selected. If that happens, we'll throw a party or something like that. But just kind of a little fun thing to add in there. But the way that we're going to do this is we're going to have Chris here. We're going to trade off picks 1 and 2, or even evens and odds. And whatever the wheel says, we have to choose a player from that category, essentially. If it trades, we'll come up with a trade that works. So let's kick this off. Oh, that was really close to it. So first off is a trade, which
At the
we'll
top
see
of the draft.
Yeah, the Panthers already traded there. Okay,
So the Panthers didn't know what they wanted, so they want to trade back now.
Yep. So who are they trading with?
Let's make it fun. Let's trade with the Colts.
Let's do it. Okay, I'm down. All right, let's find a trade that is going to work here. 1 and 2, or maybe, yeah, let's go with that.
Yeah.
Oh, we can't do trades for some reason. Oh well. Well, I guess we'll have to do a different one here. We'll hide that choice of a trade. Sorry to kind of give you a little bit of hope there, but let's pick another one here. No trades. All right, quarterback. This actually fits pretty well. So we'll move off of the trade here. But looking at this, I think CJ Stroud's their guy. That's who I would pick. So I'm going to take CJ Stroud.
Okay. I feel like that's their guy as well.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It seems that way. We could be getting all sorts of smoke screens.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. The Houston Texans have to take the top tackle on the board.
So would that be Peter Skoronski?
This is up to you, man. You get a pick. Who do you feel like is the guy?
I think it's Peter Skoronski.
All right. I like that. Peter Skoronski, number 2 overall. Great pick. Let's go. See, for the Arizona Cardinals, we get to take an interior offensive lineman. Just beautiful way to start this draft. If we're going interior offensive lineman, I'm scrolling quite a bit. But I personally like Steve Avila a little bit more than Osiris Torrent, so I'm going to go Steve Avila here.
Okay.
All right. You got the Indianapolis Colts at number 4, taking...
Let's go, Indy.
Defense.
Okay. Well, yeah. Let's go Will Anderson.
Will Anderson. I like it. Who needs a quarterback when you can just take other people's quarterback's head off?
Exactly.
Yeah. All right. Number 5, Seattle Seahawks on the board, and they are going to get a defensive end. So, I feel like this is about kind of what they will do anyways.
Mm-hmm.
And let's go with Tyree Wilson here. I think he's kind of the next best. So we'll go Tyree Wilson for the Seattle Seahawks. And we're going to throw it over to the Detroit Lions at number 6.
Let's go Detroit. Dan Campbell.
Hey, you get your choice.
Oh, man. Okay. At
anyone you want. We got Bryce Young.
Devon Witherspoon.
Devon Witherspoon.
They need some corners over there.
Alrighty, I like it. All right, number 7, Las Vegas Raiders on the board. See where we land here. Ooh, we get a choice again. Can't be mad about that. If I'm the Raiders here, I'm taking Bryce Young. I mean, you got Jimmy G, but not often you get to take potentially a top 2 quarterback when you need
That's a
one.
fact.
So Las Vegas Raiders get Bryce Young sitting at number 7. Gotta love it. Your Atlanta Falcons, your second favorite team, interior defensive lineman,
Oh, let's go, Jalen Carter.
Jalen Carter. Next best guy on the board.
Yep.
Feel like he fits pretty well with just having people on that defensive line. They got a good set of interior defensive linemen.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so this is the number 9 pick, the Chicago Bears, and they get a defensive end / edge is kind of what we're going to be going with here. I'm going to go with Lucas Van Ness. I feel like Nolan Smith is very intriguing here, but I'm going to go Van Ness mainly because of the size, versatility.
Philadelphia Eagles.
Yep, number 10 overall pick. Okay, not too bad offensive tackle.
If we're going offensive tackle, then DeJuan Jones. That's his name, right? The one from Ohio State.
Paris Johnson and DeJuan Jones, yeah, from Ohio State as well. DeJuan Jones?
Actually, Paris Johnson. Let's go
Paris Johnson.
Yeah.
Okay. I remember seeing this Paris Johnson highlight when he was in high school, and he just bullied dudes in high school. He was a big dude. But we got the forever rivals Tennessee Titans on the board taking a wide receiver, which is some people have this happening. For me, I do like Jackson Smith and Jigba. I'm actually really down on Quentin Johnson, I'll be honest.
Yeah, I think you're not the only one. I've seen a lot of people down on Quentin Johnson for sure.
It's just reminds me too much of N'Keal Harry to really be solid on him. But yeah, I'm gonna go in Jigba. I typically go with Addison as my number 1, but I feel like in Jigba here, I think he fits a little bit more because they kind of have that number 1 guy, the Treylon Burks.
Yeah.
And I feel like Njigba plays off of him a little bit more than Addison might. But we got the number 12 Houston Texans getting offense. So they got quarterbacks on the board that are not completely out of it. Got Anthony Richardson, Will Levis, and the rest.
Just for the Texans, I'll give them Will Levis.
There we go. I like it.
I do not want Anthony Richardson in our division if it's not for the Colts.
Yeah, exactly. Alrighty, we got number 13 here, New York Jets. I still think they keep this pick. I don't think it's going to Green Bay.
Yeah.
And they get their defensive end. Let me pull this over. And so we're thinking this with Robert Saleh in mind, really. Because I feel like Nolan Smith might be that guy, but just want to make sure that we're not just missing on Miles Murphy. That's kind of like the other guy. I'm going to go with Nolan Smith. I think he has more position flexibility. Fast dude. Can cover some tight ends if he needed to.
Yeah.
Maybe. I don't know. Number 14, New England Patriots, also forever rivals. They go offense. Anthony Richardson? I'm just kidding.
Nah, I'm going to give them Michael Mayer.
Michael Mayer, okay.
Yeah.
Baby Gronk fills in for actual Gronk.
Yep, Michael.
I like it. Michael Mayer. They moved on from Jonnu Smith, so there's kind of a little bit of an opening there.
Yeah.
I like it. All right, number 15, Green Bay Packers go defense. So, they got a lot on the board here for defense. I'm going to go Christian Gonzalez, though. Kind of pair him up with Jair Alexander.
Mm-hmm.
I like that a lot, just with all the other people that have been off the board. get kind of the best player left. All right, number 16, Washington
I hope
Commanders.
they don't get offense. I hope they don't get offense.
Ooh, corner.
Yes, let's go. No offense. Joey Porter Jr.
There we go. I like it. One of the things I really like about Joey Porter, I feel like having your father play in the league before you get in there is a big deal. So I
Yeah,
like
it
that
helped
out
him
of
out a
him.
lot.
I really think he lands with the Ravens if they don't trade Lamar and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
That's where everything is right now. But number 17, Pittsburgh Steelers. Ooh, my choice. I like that. Let's see. A lot on the board here too for him. Deontay Banks does answer a big need for them, but they also have a need for tackle as well. And I feel like that might be the bigger one. So I'm going to go Broderick Jones for them
Out of Georgia.
out of Georgia. Yeah, I think he's in that conversation for being a top tackle. I think him, Paris Johnson, and Skoronski
Yeah.
are in that conversation. Again, I don't know much about offensive line, so I count on other people's opinions for that. But Detroit Lions, they get a offensive player.
Let's see. Dang, man. I'm trying to think. If we're going offense, you know what? Give them Anthony Richardson.
Hey, I like that.
Yeah, give them Anthony Richardson. He can sit behind for a little bit and learn and go from there.
I think that's a good landing spot if all this happens, but I
Yeah.
just don't know if that's going to happen. Number 19, the Buccaneers get to keep Baker Mayfield forever, and we get a cornerback. Deontay Banks is kind of the guy then, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds like a solid pick there.
Yeah. I think you could potentially argue Brian Branch as a slot corner, but he's listed as a safety there. So
Yeah.
number 20, Seattle Seahawks. Let's see where we go. DN.
The end. Whew, man. I think, yeah, since we're going DN, I think Miles Murphy there
Okay.
for the
I like
Seattle
that.
Seahawks.
Miles Murphy. I feel like he has a chance to actually go there too at the end of it all.
Yeah, if they don't take Will Anderson or anybody like that at 5,
Yeah.
most definitely.
All right. Number 21, Los Angeles Chargers go tight end. And I actually think this has a good chance, technically. I do think they prefer wide receiver, but Dalton Kincaid's there. I can see them liking him a lot.
Yeah.
I'm going to go Dalton Kincaid out of Utah. Number 22, the Baltimore Ravens are on the board.
Send us Lamar, Baltimore,
Yeah, do it. Send it.
for the cheap.
Oh, yeah. You don't need that problem, but they get a tackle here.
All right, so let's go Anton Harrison from
Anton
Oklahoma.
Harrison.
Yeah.
Like that. All right, let's move on over. The Minnesota Vikings, I believe, are 23 on the board. And they land another cornerback.
Dang. Well, they need one, so
Yeah.
that'll help.
I mean, this is a run on corners so far.
Yeah, it is.
But my guy here, I'm going to go with Cam Smith. I really like him in zone. I feel like he has really good instincts for that and good recognition. So I like him as a zone corner a lot. I don't know if that's what they're playing with Flores, but Flores does really well with corners.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
24 Jaguars. Offensive
24.
tackle. Oh, man.
Yeah. They're getting some bottom of the barrel picks, too.
Yeah. I guess the next one would be DeJuan Jones, so I guess we would go with him. Yeah.
Big boy.
Yeah, that dude's huge. Humongous.
Almost too big, but we'll see.
Yeah.
All right, number 25, the New York Giants are taking defense. So let's slide on over defense here. feel like I like Brian Brissy more than I like Kalijah Cansey. I feel like Kalijah Cansey is more productive in college, but Brian Brissy is just super young. He's got the size that is going to be good. Pairing him up with Kayvon Thibodeau will be nice too. So I'm going to go Brian Brissy here. All right, number 26. Number 26, we got the Dallas Cowboys on the board. See where we get them landed on. Hey, we got your choice.
My choice. Oh man. See, my girlfriend's a Dallas Cowboy fan, so I got to make sure this is a good pick.
Yeah.
If we're
Hey,
going Dallas,
we got some
Cowboys,
wide receivers here, man. We got some wide
yeah,
receivers.
I may have to go. Oh man,
Bijan Robinson, maybe?
they do need a running back, but do I want to take him that early?
I don't know.
It doesn't matter. Let's go Bijan. Yeah,
All
let's
right,
go Bijan
yeah.
Robinson.
The Cowboys fans will
26.
like that, I feel like.
Yeah, they'll love that. Keep him in Texas. They'll love that.
We'll make a lot of money in Texas, too.
Yeah.
We got another choice, and this is for the 27th overall pick for the Buffalo Bills. I mean, at this point, like, I feel like Jordan Addison would be super nice for him.
They definitely need a solid number
But,
2.
You know, the thing is I feel like Jordan Addison's kind of more on that, what's his name? Stephon Diggs style. Not like he's the same level, but like he's on that same style.
Yeah.
Maybe adding a Zay Flowers, getting a little bit of a deep threat, more of a weapon style wide receiver might be nice.
Yeah.
Plus,
Zay
he played
Flowers
in
definitely.
he played in New England, so he's kind of more used to the weather than Jordan Addison might be from USC.
That's
So
true.
I'll go Zay Flowers maybe.
Yeah, I like Zay Flowers to the Buffalo.
Yeah.
That's a good pick.
All right, number 28, Cincinnati Bengals go offense here.
It's not like they really need any more receivers.
No, they
have
not really.
3. But if you're letting T. Higgins walk, then actually, you know what? Let me see. Yeah, if you're letting T. Higgins walk after this season, I like Jordan Addison to Cincinnati.
Okay. And, I mean, maybe he just takes off Tyler Boyd as well. Tyler
Yeah.
Boyd's a little bit older.
Yep.
I like that. Can't hate it. A little bit of embarrassment of riches there for him. All right, number 29, New Orleans Saints trade Sean Payton to the Broncos, who held this pick, and they get a offensive tackle. So, this is just scraping, man.
Gotta dig deep for this offensive tackle.
Matthew Bergeron. Here, let me just pull up just straight tackles. Ooh, okay. Darnell Wright, I feel like actually fits pretty good here. I'll go Darnell Wright.
Yeah, can't be mad at that pick right there.
All right. Eagles' second pick at 30 overall. Who did they get before?
Defense.
Paris Johnson.
Oh, Paris Johnson.
So they get an edge here.
If we're going edge here,
so we got Will, we got Felix, BJ Ojolari, and Adebawore.
Give me Will McDonald.
Will McDonald.
Yeah.
They're just adding some sack masters over there.
Yeah.
I think they'll walk away with at least one edge in the first round if they don't trade out of it.
Yeah. What, they got 2 picks in the first?
Yeah, 10 and
That's
30.
crazy. They was in the Super Bowl and they got 2 picks.
Well, and they got that pick for letting the Saints trade up for Trevor Penning, like late in the first round too. So
yeah.
Just Saints sings. All right, number 31, last pick of the draft. Super Bowl champions Kansas City Chiefs get a interior offensive line. So let's see. I guess Cyrus Torrance is your guy at that point, right?
Yeah, he has to be at that point.
He has to be. So yeah, let's look at this this first round pick here, or first round mock. So right off the bat, we got two out of the top three picks being offensive linemen. Not gonna happen.
I mean, shoot, what you got? You got four of the top five picks being all in the trenches.
Yeah, for real. Wow. And then Bryce Young to the Raiders, staying put at number 7 is beautiful. Um, let's see, the Texans getting Will Levis is beautiful.
Yes, it is.
Let's see here. We got Anthony Richardson to the Lions. We got Bijan Robinson going to the Cowboys. Zay Flowers to the Bills. Jordan Addison to the Bengals. Some high firepower right there. And yeah, I mean the Colts getting Will Anderson I think could happen for sure. But a lot of this board, I just don't know if it's gonna happen this way. But I do like this because it kind of shows like, okay, like I feel like these people are the first round guys for the most part. You know, the Quentin Johnson and some of these other players that got left off. They might creep up into the first round, but for the most part, these are first round guys.
Yeah.
Other than maybe DeJuan Jones, and then like the last couple picks, but what's the best pick here you think, other than like maybe a quarterback pick?
I was gonna say CJ Stroud has to be the best pick.
Oh yeah.
Let me see.
Because I feel
Maybe
like the
Tampa.
other. Oh, sorry.
Maybe Tampa getting Deontay Banks. I think that's a very underrated pick.
Yeah.
Washington getting Joey Porter Jr. Also because like their corners weren't that good last year, and we know what their pass rush can do, but their corners were bad. And then also, I know you said not a quarterback, but Anthony Richardson falling to the Lions at 18.
That would
I
be
think
so
is a
good for
really,
him.
yeah, that'd be a really good pick for them.
Oh yeah. I forgot what I was gonna say, but I feel like there was something I was gonna say. But like Devon Witherspoon to the Lions, I think definitely could happen. Tyree Wilson, Will Anderson. I feel like 4 through 6 could actually happen.
Yeah.
But what I like about this like mock draft is one, like it just is going to be as accurate as almost any other mock draft is going to be, because who knows what's going to happen. Because I like to look back at these at the time of the draft and just say, okay, is any of these actually even close? But some of the players that I'm starting to really like here are players like Nolan Smith, Joey Porter Jr., Cam Smith, and Jordan Addison are kind of like my guys in the first round that I feel like I'm higher on than most people. But who do you feel like you're higher on than most people? If that makes sense.
Deontay Banks for sure. Everybody loves Zay Flowers. Everybody loves him.
Mm-hmm. I think probably Will McDonald from what it sounds like.
Yeah, I do like Will McDonald a lot. Yeah, so I would probably say Deontay Banks and Will McDonald. Those are because I feel like everybody else people are pegging in the first round, like you said.
Mm-hmm.
But and not too many people. I don't think there's a lot of people high on Will McDonald or Deontay Banks because you don't really hear their name come up a lot. So for me, I think it's Deontay Banks and Will McDonald for sure.
Well, I think that kind of wraps it up there because we've talked a lot, but we got talking about the Colts. We got talking about what might happen with the Lamar Jackson trade. Real quick before you go, if Lamar Jackson is not a Raven, do you think he's a Colt or other team? Like, what would be your most likely? He's not a Raven. He's this team.
If he's not a Raven, it'll either be the Colts, the Lions, or the Falcons. And I understand both of those teams have already said they're out on Lamar, but we saw a lot of this last year when it came to Deshaun Watson, and everybody was working behind the scenes. So I think it would be one of those three teams if he's not a Raven next year.
I think it's going to happen after the draft, though. I feel like for Lamar Jackson's sake, I think he wants it to happen after the draft, most likely, because you're going to take your team to a higher level. you want your first round pick next year to be as low as possible, essentially. So
Yeah.
I feel like that's in the mind of Lamar Jackson. And so I'm expecting either draft day, like first round, it happens, or after the cards are, shuffled, then, then that trade is worked upon. But I think most likely he ends up getting a contract that he likes, whether that's with someone else or with the Ravens, and then he ends up eventually being a Raven. So, but yeah.
Yeah.
But thank you for being on this video. Appreciate that. Real quick before we go, if you want to just plug your podcasts again and your Twitter, go. Yeah, you feel free to do that.
All right, for sure.
It's a little
Now,
awkward there.
not yet. Thank you for having me on again, man. I, greatly appreciate it. Had a lot of fun. If you all want to check out my podcast, it's Drop Balls Podcast. It's on, like I said, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, all of those. And then Horseshoe Pride, we record, I believe, every other week. So on Fridays. So we're recording tomorrow. And you can check that out on Apple Podcasts as well as Spotify and Google Podcasts. So be sure to check those out. Really good content. I have to get more consistent with the Drop Balls podcast, but it's still really good content. Not to toot my own horn.
Yeah.
But
I feel like you deserve it.
Also, you can follow me on Twitter at DropBallsPod. I talk a lot of trash. I troll, but I also talk ball. And I can talk it with the best of them, I like to believe. So yeah, follow me there. Have a lot of fun on Twitter. Say a lot of crazy things sometimes. Some things come true, some things don't. That's the fun. That's the fun about Twitter.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's it.
Yeah, and I endorse that. I follow Chris on Twitter as well, and he definitely is very active with a lot of people talking shit. So I like that. That's what I like to see. So
For sure.
yeah, definitely give him a follow. But also, if you stuck to the end of this, that means you like this kind of content. So, feel free to give us a like, comment, and subscribe. Definitely helps us out as a small channel growing. Other than that, hope you enjoy the offseason and the draft as well. It's going to be a fun time.
Definitely. I'm looking forward to the draft, man, for sure.
All right. Well, we'll see you later.